Okay, so in this class of Nigerian milkers, we're going to go 1 and 2 on the memory systems as well. Cuts a close place in between these two does in that udder. We are going to go with the capacity of memory system we have in this first place doe, but we are going to commend and grant a little more proper placement of teat when viewed from the rear here to 2. It's a close placing back and forth, but for that capacity and overall area support, 1/2 in memory. Then placing this class 1/2, we have that dairy strength advantage. She's just a little sharper, more angular doe. Really nice, smooth blended individual in that front end, but it's primarily that dairy strength and then that slight edge and the capacity of memory system that is putting 1/2, a deep body doe in our second place slot. She and her turn placing over the doe behind her in a close placement where we have a little greater width in that chest floor, a little greater depth back in the flank, and a really strong level top on the move. 3 then going over 4 in her turn is a dairy strength advantage. She's just a little more open ribbed, a little flatter boned, a little more angular in the rear leg, and then that slight edge and that extension to 4 udder and a memory over 4. 4/5, it's a dairy strength advantage. She's sharper, more clean in that front end, just a little bit stronger as far as in that openness of ribbing here and dairy strength over the deep body doe stand behind her. And 5 then over 6 for the body capacity strength she has. And again, a little more overall area of udder support. 6/7 for the advantage in her turn. Extension to 4 udder, a little more proper placement of teat when viewed from the side and being more perpendicular than the doe that's second from the end over the doe behind her for the advantage of capacity of memory system.
In our Nigerian dwarf yearling milker class, first place and best udder goes to entry 83, Agape's Prize Ado, exhibited by Mark Weir. Second place and second best udder to entry 87, Agape's Prize Braxton's Crystal, also exhibited by Mark Weir. Third place to entry 89, Fairland Farm Smash Box, exhibited by Dawn Burr. Fourth place to entry 84, Rosh Hashanah Ginger Gold, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. Fifth place to entry 90, Honey Sweetie Acres Elegance, exhibited by Regina Boscher. Sixth place to entry 85, Cute Little Red Barn Nut Brown, exhibited by Barbara Brown. Seventh place to entry 86, Cute Little Red Barn Twice Shy, also exhibited by Barbara Brown. And eighth place to entry 88, Fairland Farm Estee Lauder, exhibited by Dawn Burr.
Okay, single entry here in our sauna milking class, yearling milking class. Again, lots of dairy strength on this doe. Have nice sharpness in the withers area. And nice with the rear udder. We'll give her blue ribbon and first udder and bring her back out to our selection for senior champion.
In our Sonnen yearling milker class, first place and best udder goes to entry 56, Acres of Goats Odyssey, exhibited by Tina Spear.
Okay, in this class, 2-year-olds, the second udder, we've got 1 and 3. The second udder is going to be on that third place doe. This first place individual, we're going to start off with it. She has a really nice texture to mammary system. It is going to be for that first udder placing that she has a little more texture than we see in this second place udder, which is on that third doe. A lot of strength as far as extension to fore udder. And then when we look at the total animals here, we got that extension to 4 here, a little tighter in the fore udder on this first place doeling over number 2. And a little more levelness in the rump area is going to put her in general appearance over the second place doe. 2 then over 3, it's that dairy strength. She's just a longer, leaner neck doe. She has a little more openness and ribbing. She really grants some capacity to the mammary system back here to number 3. It is for that advantage in her mammary system. That 3 is going over 4, yielding to the dairy strength of 4. 4 over 5, a little greater extension to fore udder, a little tighter in that fore udder, and a little greater width in the chest floor is putting 4 over 5. 5 over 6, that mammary system just a little higher in the rear udder today. And both these does are really dairy and open rib, but for that little higher rear udder here, 5 is going over 6. 6 over 7 and dairy strength, sharper, more angular doe, and a little more capacity of mammary system. 7 over 8 for the advantage in her turn, having a little bit more openness of ribbing, a little flatter bone. 8 over 9, that capacity of mammary system, walking a little more comfortably around that mammary system than the black doe behind her. Then the doe that's fourth from the end over the doe behind her for that capacity of mammary system and overall area of udder support. Then the doe third from the end over the doe behind her for that advantage, again, that capacity and showing us evidence of production. These 2 does are almost dried out here. They're towards the end, but for that sharpness and angularity, the doe that's brown with the white flash is going to go over the doe behind her.
In our Nigerian dwarf 2-year-old class, first place and best udder goes to entry 92, Agape's Prize, Priscilla Presley, exhibited by Mark Weir. Second place to entry 96, Fairland Farm, She's a Miracle, exhibited by Dawn Burr. Third place and second best udder goes to entry 91, Agape's Prize, Praise Be, exhibited by Mark Weir. Fourth place to entry 99, Fairland Farm Mega Dittos, exhibited by Dawn Burr. Fifth place to entry 100, GTB Farm U Barbara, exhibited by Garrett Berry. Sixth place to entry 94, JWTL Farms Talk Mocha, exhibited by Joshua McPherson. Seventh place to entry 97, Cute Little Red Barn number 2, exhibited by Montana Fed. Eighth place to entry 101, Honey Sweetie Acres Maserati, exhibited by Regina Bauscher. Ninth place to entry 102, Honey Sweetie Acres Ebony, exhibited by Regina Bauscher. And 10th place to entry 103, GTB Farm Foxtrot, exhibited by Joshua McPherson.
Okay, so we line up. Udders are going to be 1 and 3. We're going to go 1 over 2 for the advantage of that mammary system, just having a nice height to rear udder, a little more capacity of body as well with that nice depth back in the flank. A close place between 2 and 3. I am going to go with the mammary as far as the width of rear udder back here on the third place doe. But in the second place individual, we have the body capacity. We have the general appearance. She's just taller, longer, and stretchier. Then has really nice correctness as far as that depth, length of ribbing back into the flank. And while I see carrying more milk today, still a nice texture to memory system as well. But it's primarily for general appearance and body that 2 is going over 3, yielding to the capacity of 3 in memory. And then it is for that capacity of memory that 3 is going over 4, again commending and granting some length of body, particularly in the dairy strength with the length of rump back here to 4.
In our Sonnen 2-year-old class, first place and best udder went to entry 60, Delta Rose Mandy May, exhibited by Terry Jock Covey at Hillsborough, Tennessee. Second place to entry 57, Acres of Goats Olympia, exhibited by Josh Cornett, Manchester, Kentucky. Third place and second best udder to entry 61, Acres of Goats Tessa, exhibited by Tina Spear. And fourth place to entry 59, Cornett's Sparkle, exhibited by Josh Cornett.
This class of 3-year-olds are going to go into other placings. They're going to be 1 and 2, really close between these two does. When you view them from the rear, I am just seeing a little more correctness as far as placement of teat on udder floor when viewed from the rear on this first place doe over number 2. But boy, they're beautifully capacious mammary systems, lots of strength, medial suspensory ligament, certainly nice extension to 4 on both these cases. In fact, down here to this third place doe as well. But again, going with that little extra strength as far as the placement of teat and udder floor, coupling that with the body capacity with a little greater width in that chest, a little greater depth in the heart, back in the flank. 1 is going over 2. 2 over 3, again, and this is a close placing. We got a little cleaner delineation of teat from udder floor, and again, a nice angulation of rear legs in general appearance. 3 then going over 4 in her turn, the capacity of mammary system advantage. Certainly a lot of width of her udder on our fourth place doe. It is for that greater extension to 4, however, that 4 is going over 5. 5 over 6, we have an advantage today just in length in the rump area. In general appearance, we're going to commend the extension to 4 udder here in my 6th place doe. 6 then going over 7 for that capacity of mammary system, although she will grant a little angulation of her legs back here to 7. 7 then going over 8 for the advantage in her turn, a little sharper in the area of the withers, having a little more correctness in mammary system with those teats again properly placed. Then the doe that's coming down here fourth from the end over the doe behind her for that capacity of mammary system, overall area of support. 3 from the end over the red doe behind her, a little more body capacity and overall area of support and height in the rear udder than the red doe over the doe behind her, quite handily for that capacity and evidence of production. Smooth blended front end assembly.
In our Nigerian Dwarf 3-year-old class, first place and best udder went to entry 107, Agape's Prize Little Debutante, exhibited by Mark Weir. Second place and second best udder went to entry 104, Little Tots Estate Solar, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. Third place to entry 115, GTB Farm U Beverly, exhibited by Garrett Berry. Fourth place to entry 109, Fairland Farm Refried Beans, exhibited by Dawn Burr. Fifth place to entry 113, Moon Station Aurora, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. Sixth place to entry 114, Honey Sweetie Acres Bella Rose, exhibited by Regina Boscher. Seventh place to entry 106, Agape's Prize Full Court Press, exhibited by Mark Weir. Eighth place to entry 111, Little Tots Estate Impatience, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. Ninth place to entry 110, Honey Sweetie Acres Epitome, exhibited by Regina Boucher. And 10th place to entry 108, Agape's Prize Quickly, exhibited by Joshua McPherson.
This class of 3-year-olds, I'm going to go with 1/2. We have the advantage in memory today. She's just walking a little more comfortably around that memory system in general appearance. And then when you put your hands on these memories, we have a little greater lateral here support with greater width to rear. She's going to yield to the capacity of memory system back here to 2. But again, for that ease of motion, the width that she has, the softness, and the overall area of udder support, 1/2 in memory. And then with that general appearance strength that she has, a little bit more level over the rump area from thorough to thorough, she's going to yield to the body capacity of number 2. 2 then going over 3 in her turn for the advantage of that depth of body and capacity of memory system, more proper placement of teat and udder floor, and obviously more capacity in the memory system today. I really love the general appearance that we have on our 3rd place doe, and it is for that general appearance advantage that she's just a little smoother blended in the front end. She's just a little stronger in that chine and loin area, a little greater length in the rump. And then picking up with that length a little more body, she's going to yield to the more proper placement of teat and udder floor back here to this 4th place doe. 4 then going over 5. I moved up the ladder here for that dairy strength, the longer, leaner neck doe with more angulation to rear legs. And then 5 over 6 in her turn. She's just sharper in the area. The withers picking up on dairy strength over the deep body doe stand behind her in 6.
In our Sonnen 3-year-old class, first place and best udder went to entry 64, Acres of Goats Daiquiri, exhibited by Tina Spear. Second place and second best udder went to entry 66, Delta Row Miranda's Melody, exhibited by Terry Jakoviet. Third place to entry 67, Acres of Goats Oasis, exhibited by Tina Spear. Fourth place to entry 62, Cornet's Apple, exhibited by Josh Cornett. Fifth place to entry 63, PV Farms Will Winnie, exhibited by Kelsey Nicodemus. And sixth place to entry 65, JH's Chicory, exhibited by Josh Cornett.
Well worth the time, however. Okay, so in this class, two really strong does up here in this 4-year-old class. It's kind of going back and forth. Memory systems are going to be 1 and 2. And the reason is that we have a little greater height to that rear udder here when viewed from the rear on this doe on my first place slot. A little more sharpness and angulation and dairy. She's going to grant the body capacity back here a little to the depth in the flank. But I tell you, when you look at them front on, both are really nice and wide in that chest floor. And it's just that little greater depth back in the flanking body that's going to give that edge to her in 2. 2 then over 3, we do have that memory system advantage with the more capacious udder here on this second place doe. Over a similar doe stand behind her in 3. 3 over 4, proper placement of teat and udder floor, primarily a memory advantage in this placing as well. More perpendicular, just a little more height to rear udder, and then 4 over 5, again, evidence of production and just showing us that nice sharpness and angulation and dairy strength.
In our Nigerian dwarf 4-year-old class, first place and best udder goes to entry 116, Little Tots Estate Opelika, exhibited by Elizabeth Labov, Ackworth, Georgia. Second place and second best udder to entry 118, Fairland Farm Muddled Blue, exhibited by Dawn Burr, Napanee, Indiana. Third place to entry 117, Fairland Farm Poison Ivy, also exhibited by Dawn Burr. Fourth place to entry 122, 40 West Farm OMG, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. And fifth place to entry 119, Caprine Acres Don't Rush, exhibited by Rihanna Wilson.
The 4-year-old class here, I'm going to start off 1 over 2. We do have the memory system advantage, and the udders will be 1 and 2 as well. Just a greater height to rear udder, a little more capacity of memory, coupling that with that body capacity that she has, a nice length and depth throughout. She's going to yield a little to the shortness of pasterns back here in the rear leg set here to the second place doe. But again, long body, memory, 1 over 2.
In my Sonnen 4-year-old class, first place and best udder went to entry 68. Grand Champion Hohenbu Bayou Bouquet, exhibited by Holly Broker. Second place and second best udder to entry 69. Cornet's Majestic, exhibited by Josh Cornett.
This is our class of age does here in our Nigerian dwarf. We have a 10-year-old doe with 10 lactation starting out the line here with the spotted doe. Again, a mammary system that's carried well above the hocks here. Nice extension to foreudder. And it is for the advantage of those 5 more times of lactation, still having a well-attached, correct mammary system shape. Extension to 4. She is going to go up in the mammary over the doe that behind her and yielding, of course, to the capacity of mammary of number 2. This is a 5-year-old fourth freshener, I believe. Fifth freshener, okay, 5-year-old fifth freshener, certainly a lot of capacity of mammary system there. And then when we kind of look at the 2 does here and all the other areas of the scorecard, we do have that dairy strength and a little more general appearance on this 10-year-old doe, and that she's just a little longer, leaner neck doe, a little more uphill stature, a little greater levelness in the rump. Over the deep body doe standing behind her in 2. 2 then over 3, it is for that capacity of mammary system that the 5-year-old's going up over the 6-year-old doe in the mammary system. Then a 6-year-old doe going up over the 7-year-old doe behind her. Again, this is an udder placing with that extension to 4 and a little more capacity today than we see in this 4th place doe. Certainly want to commend that levelness in top. It is for that nice, elegant, long, lean neck with dairy strength that she in her turn is going over the doe behind her, commending the capacity of mammary of number 5.
In our Nigerian dwarf 5 and over class, first place and best udder went to entry 129. TX Twin Creeks MMD Snowflake, exhibited by Garrett Berry, La Quincy, Louisiana. Second place and second best udder to entry 126. Honey Sweetie Acres Rose, exhibited by Regina Bauscher, Goshen, Ohio. Third place to entry 127. Fairland Farm Taco Bell Saga, exhibited by Dawn Burr, Napanee, Indiana. Fourth place to entry 128. Elbugs Anastasia, exhibited by Garrett Berry, DeQuincy, Louisiana. And fifth place to entry 124. Fairland Farm Sachet, exhibited by Dawn Burr, Napanee, Indiana.
H on and so I have 6-year-old fifth freshener going over a 5-year-old fourth freshener. Mammary systems are going to be 1 and 2. We do have that height to rear udder here in this first place 6-year-old doe. Certainly both of them are pretty comparable as far as in dairy strength and general appearance. So it's primarily a mammary system because we can go with a little greater spring of rib here in this first place doe, but you got that length of body in number 2. So it's kind of a back and forth. Primarily mammary, 1 over 2. Congratulations.
In our Sonnen 5 and over class, first place and best udder went to entry 72. Acres of Goats Maya, exhibited by Tina Spear, Glenwood, Indiana. Second place and second best udder went to entry 70. Acres of Goats Isabella, exhibited by Josh Cornett, Manchester, Kentucky.
Okay, we have a 7-year-old going up over a pair of 2-year-olds here in this dry class. Have been freshened at least once. Then it is for the advantage of that age of maturity and still really walking on nice strong legs and feet, a little stronger in those pasterns today than the doe behind her. Then a 2-year-old going 2 going over 3. We have the body capacity advantage, a little wider in that chest floor, wider between hocks here in the third place slot. 3 going over 4 for dairy strength. She's more open rib, flatter bone. 4 over 5, a little bit more uphill stature doe, higher in the withers and lower in the hips. And then 5 over 6 for the advantage of a little greater width in that chest floor and carrying that depth back in the flank. Want to commend the level and top line of number 6. In the song class here of the dry milkers, we have a 9-year-old, 8 freshenings, a 2-year-old first freshener. Again, certainly want to commend that general appearance on this 9-year-old doe with 8 lactations, really beautiful, strong pasterns, uphill stature doe, still really lovely profile as far as that level top line. She's going to yield a little to the body capacity as far as that 2-year-old doe, but again, just so strong in general appearance. We're going to stay 1 over 2.
In our Nigerian Dwarf Dry Doe class, first place went to entry 134. Champion 40 West Farm Dulce Vida, exhibited by Elizabeth LeBob. Second place to entry 130. Cheyenne Acres Lunaria, exhibited by Brad Harwood. Third place to entry 82. Atwood Acres Nuggets, exhibited by Mesa Beiser. Fourth place to entry 98. Little Willow Aries, a Queen Bee, exhibited by Mesa Beiser. Fifth place to entry 132, In Vinnie's Lily, exhibited by Rihanna Wilson. And sixth place to entry 131, Who Will Farm Kaleidoscope, exhibited by Rihanna Wilson. In our sawn and dry doe class, first place went to entry 75, Acres of Goats Miracle, exhibited by Tina Spear. Second place to entry 73, Cornets Effie, exhibited by Josh Cornett.
No surprise here. It's been a really stellar, outstanding Nigerian dwarf show here this afternoon. We had that junior shows this morning, which was very competitive and really beautiful animals, and even more so now we got our milkers out here. Some really beautiful Nigerian dwarfs up and down the line. And then this 7-year-old doe up here, we're going to just give her a nice kudos. She's just she's been bred, and she's just kind of like a little bit along there. But again, very strong in general appearance, nice level top line, and certainly a smooth blended front end assembly. And we really like seeing this dry out there, and wish her all the best as she progresses through her pregnancy. Then we have in our lineup for our milking competition lineup does. This 10-year-old doe right here at the head of the line, 10 lactations. Maybe not the smoothest rear udder here when viewed from the back, but again, a really nice capacity of mammary system, that 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. She has been in milk 10 years, and again, carried well above the hock. So it's a really nice, productive Nigerian dwarf 10-year-old doe with strong legs and feet. Right behind her, the 4-year-old, beautiful extension to fore udder. Certainly a lot of width to rear udder in that mammary system on this 4-year-old. Again, a really nice dairy uphill stature doe. The 3-year-old doe, body capacity-wise, deep and wide, and then more importantly, that mammary system that's just socked on there. Beautiful extension to fore. Got a really nice overall area of attachment and strength to medial. Lots of levelness, that really angular top line doe. Nice angle to the rear leg set. 2-year-old doe, similar in type as the doe ahead of her, lots of width and depth, nice mammary system. She's a little lactation or so lower than numbers, and she does have not quite that capacity, but really a beautifully well-attached mammary system, uphill stature doe, strong in general appearance. And then that really type of yearling. She does have that nice 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, nearly spot-on placement of teat viewed from the rear as well as the side. Just a really nice competitive lineup of does. Kind of looking at these a little closer. I'm taking a little closer look here at this 10-year-old, of course, the 4-year-old, and the 3-year-old does. They're the three that are primarily in my scope of range here for the champion this afternoon. And it's a close placing because I really love all three of these does for various aspects of the scorecard. But today I just have to give a recognition to this 10-year-old doe. I just think, again, 10 lactations, beautiful, put together, still holding up really well, and 10 lactations and looking like that, boy, she's got it. So she's going to be my senior champion today. Congratulations. Bring her over here. We just don't see too many 10-year-olds that look like that. Okay, so now we've got this very productive 5-year-old doe in the mix. So we got the 5-year-old, the 4-year-old, and the 3-year-old doe. Now looking at these 3 does here a little closer in mind. Again, certainly some positive things and good stuff about every one of these does. Today, for that balance that she has when you compare with the capacity of mammary system, then also, more importantly, that general appearance, that uphill stature, the width and depth throughout her body, and still really dairy, that 3-year-old doe right in the center is going to become my reserve. Congratulations.
And our senior champion Nigerian dwarf was the 5 and over doe, TX Twin Creeks MMD Snowflake, exhibited by Garrett Berry. Our reserve senior champion was our 3-year-old, Agape's Prize Little Debutante, exhibited by Mark Ware. Congratulations. Don't forget, at this show, we show for overall grand, so we will need your junior champions back.
Sonnen lineup for senior champion. We have the dry at the head of the line. This is 9 with 8 lactations. Then the next doe in the line is 6 with 5. Then we have 4 and 3. We have 3 and 3, I believe. 2 and 2, and then 1 with 1. Looking up and down the line, there's some really beautiful, productive Sonnen does out here. Today, the doe that just really, in my mind, captures the general appearance as far as that nice, smooth blended neck into withers. She's really nice with the rear udder. Has, again, a nice capacity and shaped mammary system. And my senior champion will be the 3-year-old doe right in the center. Congratulations. We'll take her off to the side. We'll bring our second place doe. Okay, so this is a really nice, productive individual with a lot of capacity of mammary system here. Looking up and down the line again. Kind of taking a little closer look now at this 2-year-old doe and then up the 3-year-old doe. And we compare these two does here. That capacity of mammary system and the smoothness of blending has got to stay in that same class, and the second place 3-year-old will become reserve champion. Congratulations to you.
And our senior champion Sonnen was our 3-year-old. Acres of Goats Daiquiri, exhibited by Tina Spear. Our reserve senior champion was our second place 3-year-old. Delta Row Miranda's Melody, exhibited by Terry Jock Coviot. Congratulations. Tina Spear, I know you're busy, but can you come see me for a second?
Okay, this is our overall grand champion, Nigerian Dwarf. We had a really beautiful show here, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. We brought our junior champions out here, and reserve junior champion, to compete. But again, it's really more formality in a sense because we have such strong, beautiful does at the head of the line. The 10-year-old is going to remain my overall grand champion, and that really beautiful 3-year-old right next to her is going to become my reserve grand champion. We're going to wish these two beautiful young does all the best as they continue to mature, and hopefully they'll have memories like those ladies ahead of them. Congratulations. Okay, let's do the same thing with the Sonnens. so what are we lining up here for grand champion? So you're grand champion?
I'm sorry, I was doing udder.
No, not yet. Okay, we need our reserve. Okay, so we have our grand and reserve grand champion out here, along with our junior champion, reserve junior champion Sonnen. So really four nice Sonnen does out here today, but I'm going to stay up in that senior division, and that 3-year-old doe is going to become my overall grand champion for the width to rear udder, just a nice uphill stature doe, a lot of dairy strength, and she's going to become our overall grand champion Sonnen, and the doe right behind her is going to become our reserve grand champion. Congratulations.
And our grand champion Sonnen is Acres of Goats Oasis, exhibited by Tina Spear. Our reserve grand champion is Delta Row Miranda's Melody, exhibited by Terry Jock Coviet. Congratulations.
Okay, there's some beautiful memory systems out there that we're looking at here. We have that 10-year-old with 10 lactations, the 4-year-old with 4 lactations, the 3-year-old with 3 lactations, the 2-year-old with 2 lactations, and then the yearling, first freshener. Again, certainly a lot of capacity up and down the line and strength of overall area of attachment. Today I'm going to stay with that champion of the day, that 10-year-old doe with 10 lactations. She just got those 5 more lactations over the doe next to her and still really strong memory system. So we're going to go with the 10-year-old, 10 freshening doe. She'll become my best udder of breed here. We're going to jump right down to this really beautiful 3-year-old, a little wider than the doe on either side of her, a little more capacity. He's going to put that 3-year-old as reserve best udder of show in the Nigerian division. Congratulations. We need our Sonnen best udder. Line up the same way. 8 doe right here. We're going to put the 5-year-old face back here. The 6-year-old line up here, right down to the yearling. So the 8 doe here.
And our best uddered Nigerian dwarf was our 5 and over doe, TX Twin Creeks MMD Snowflake, exhibited by Garrett Berry. Our second best uddered Nigerian was our 3-year-old, Agape's Prize Little Debutante, exhibited by Mark Weir. Congratulations.
Okay, so we're looking at these memory systems here. We have some really beautiful, strong udders out here at this time. We have the 6-year-old with 5 lactations, the 4-year-old with 3 lactations, the 2-year-old 2 lactations, 3-year-old with 3 lactations, excuse me, the 2-year-old, and then the yearling. Today, for the overall area of udder attachment and the nice placement of teat and udder floor, 4-year-old doe is going to become my best udder of Sonnet today. Congratulations. Do we have the second out there? We're going to go then for my second place here. We're going to go up here to this 6-year-old with the 5 lactations, a little more age and maturity. She's going to become my reserve champion Sonnet.
And our best uttered Sonnen doe was the 4-year-old Grand Champion Hohenbu Bayou Boutique, exhibited by Holly Broker. Our second best uttered Sonnen was the 5 and over doe Acres of Goats Mila, exhibited by Tina Spear.
Okay, so dairy herd is kind of a combination of here. We're looking at the evidence of production. Obviously, we're looking at these memory systems, see how uniform in type. Then also looking at the rest of the animal here and just see the uniformity of type within the 4 animals that are being presented. So the evidence of production and then just the whole package. We've got 16 really, or 20 actually, beautiful does out here. And it's a really close combination between a good many of these individuals. Today, for just having that consistency as far as a really nice body capacity, beautiful placement of teat when viewed from the rear, nice dairy strength. I'm going to go to the second place group right here, the second from the top. They're just really nice and wide. When you look at them from the rear, they're nice and wide overall. So they're going to be our first place dairy herd. Then we're going to come down here to this group right here in the middle. They got the body capacity. They got a really nice uniform overall area of support and a lot of capacity of memory. Thus placing them over the group that's on my far end down here. The age group right here, we've got this 10-year-old and the other animals down here with a lot of longevity, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, and again, some really beautiful does. They're going to be 3. They're going to go up over the group that is down here in the far end. Again, just a really nice, strong grouping of does here with a lot of strength of memory, a lot of correctness as far as placement of teat and udder floor and extension to 4, and that's going to go over the group in the middle. And again, want to commend us for the very productivity, lots of correctness in memory systems, and this group as well. Our dairy herd for our Sonnen division. And again, some really nice dairy does out here, but the evidence of production is going to go up to this first place group, and that's where we're going to go with our first place dairy herd. They had that consistency, they had the memory system out there, but they have those beautiful shapes, udders, nice placement of teat and udder floor, and a little greater width to rear and fullness. And it's going to put them over the group over here on the right. Love that width from throw to throw as well on these animals, just not carrying quite the capacity as the does ahead of them. Okay, best three here. We're going to go, got some really beautiful does out here. We're going to go right down the line. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start off with this group on my far right. We have the nice placement of teat and udder floor consistently on these does. A nice capacity of mammary system is going to put them over the group right ahead of them. And then in 2. And then 2 over 3 for the advantage of that extension to 4 udder. Again, a lot of capacity of mammary, but a little more extension to 4. A little more correctness overall with delineation of teat from udder forward is going to put 2 over 3. Okay, best three here. We got two really nice groups. Again, for that general appearance overall, that's nice correctness is the way those are tracking around the ring here, pointed forward, as well as having a nice width from throw to throw. It's going to be 1 over 2.
As we are lining up this Nigerian group class, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our premier breeder and premier exhibitor of our 2023 Nigerian Dwarf Show. Both of those awards this year are going to go to Mr. Mark Weir. Congratulations.
Okay, so in our get here, we're going to start off the group in the middle, made up of 3 different dams here in this group. Really nice, strong, contending does. Beautiful 3-year-old there, the yearling and the 2-year-old, all really nice and correct here. Going to put them over the group on my far right here is 2, made up again of 3 dams, and then this group of 3 dams going up over the 2 dams for a little more dairy strength, a little more sharpness in the ear, the shoulders, and then we're going to grant a capacity of memory back here and commend them for that capacity over in the group in 3. And then we have produce. Okay, so how many different sires do we have in this kit? Boy, Tina, that's good you caught it. At this time, I'm really. Okay, we have a single entry here in this kit, 3 different dams, same sire, and we are going to give them a blue ribbon. Congratulations to their sire.
And this was our last sawing class, so I would like to announce our premier exhibitor and premier breeder of our show. Both of those awards this year are going to go to Miss Tina Spear. Congratulations.
Okay, we have a single entry in our produce here, and this will wrap up this part of the show. First place, same dam, different sires. Okay, congratulations. All right. Okay. Beautiful first place. You give her the ribbon already?